Imagine waking up to a day that feels completely different. The sun seems to race across the sky, and you feel a strange, persistent pull. This isn't a dream. It's a world where Earth's rotation has suddenly doubled. Our planet currently spins at about 1,670 kilometers per hour at the equator. Now, picture that speed cranked up to a dizzying 3,340 kilometers per hour. The immediate consequences would be catastrophic. The first thing you'd notice is the change in day length. A day would no longer be 24 hours long. It would be just 12 hours. This means you'd get 6 hours of daylight and 6 hours of darkness. Our bodies, finely tuned to a 24-hour circadian rhythm, would be thrown into chaos. Widespread sleep deprivation and confusion would become the new normal. The increased speed would generate immense centrifugal force, pushing everything outwards from the center of the planet. At the equator, this effect would be most pronounced. You would feel significantly lighter. A person weighing 80 kilograms would suddenly feel like they weigh much less. This isn't a magic weight loss trick. It's physics at its most terrifying. This reduced effective gravity would have strange effects on how we move and interact with the world. But feeling lighter would be the least of our worries. The same centrifugal force would wreak havoc on Earth's water. The oceans would begin to bulge dramatically at the equator. Vast quantities of water would be drawn from the polar regions and surge towards the planet's midline. This would create a colossal equatorial megacontinent, while submerging coastal cities and entire countries in a permanent massive flood. Places like the Amazon basin and northern Africa would be completely underwater. Meanwhile, the Arctic Ocean might shrink so much that the North Pole could become dry land. The world map as we know it would be completely redrawn in a matter of hours. The atmosphere would react with equal violence. The increased rotational speed would supercharge wind speeds. We would experience perpetual hurricanes with wind speeds far exceeding anything ever recorded. These monstrous storms wouldn't be isolated events. They would be a constant feature of our new climate. Scientific models suggest wind speeds could consistently reach 500 kilometers per hour, making it impossible for most structures to remain standing. The air itself would become a destructive force, scouring the landscape clean. Plant life would be shredded, and flying would become an impossible dream. The sky would be a permanent, churning vortex of chaos. The Earth's crust wouldn't be spared either. The increased stress from the faster spin would trigger unprecedented geological activity. Earthquakes would become more frequent and far more powerful. Volcanic eruptions would spew ash and gas into our already chaotic atmosphere, further altering the climate and blocking out the shortened daylight. The very ground beneath our feet would become unstable and treacherous. What about our technology? Global positioning systems, or GPS, would instantly become useless. The satellites that make up the GPS network are in geosynchronous orbit, meaning they are positioned to match Earth's 24-hour rotation. With the Earth now spinning twice as fast, these satellites would drift across the sky, unable to hold their positions. Navigation, communication, and financial systems that rely on precise timing would all collapse simultaneously, plunging society into a technological dark age. Over time, even the shape of the Earth itself would change. The increased centrifugal force would cause the planet to flatten at the poles and bulge even more at the equator, becoming a more oblate spheroid. This change, happening on a geologically rapid timescale, would only exacerbate the earthquakes and volcanic activity. Life, if any managed to survive the initial cataclysms, would face a fundamentally altered planet. The rapid 12-hour day-night cycle would devastate agriculture. Plants evolved for a 24-hour cycle would struggle to adapt. Photosynthesis would be disrupted, leading to widespread crop failure and famine on a global scale. The entire food web would collapse. Ecosystems would be torn apart by the relentless winds, floods, and drastically altered climate. The number of species that could adapt to such a violent and rapid change would be incredibly small. This scenario highlights the delicate balance that makes life on our planet possible. Earth's steady, predictable 24-hour spin is not just a number. It's a fundamental pillar of our existence. Doubling that speed wouldn't just give us shorter days. It would unleash a cascade of disasters that would reshape our world into something unrecognizable and profoundly hostile to life as we know it. For more mind-bending what-if scenarios and explorations of the cosmos, be sure to follow and subscribe to Space Repo.